Alright guys, so we definitely got a special one for you today. I did notice a few comments in my comment section telling me that I needed to go back and check out the Haymaker, especially with MAGA holding. Well, even all the way back in Season 2, this thing was an absolute beast, and I'm just going to tell you guys right now, I don't think much has really changed. So if you guys are looking for a really good shotgun to rock here in Modern Warfare Zombies, and also Black Ops 6 was literally just revealed by Call of Duty about 15 minutes ago, so we're going to be running over and discussing some of that as well. We're going to end up testing this Haymaker in the red zone, and then I went and did the original Dark Aether, and we're going to talk about that. With that, if you guys are into zombies content or anything Call of Duty, consider rocking the hell out of that like button for me and subscribing to the channel. We are so close to 18,000 subscribers. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the insane support lately. We're going to be getting into everything about this crazy shotgun, and plus just giving you guys some news for the day. But really quick, I need to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor. If you guys are looking to unlock the new MW3 camos such as Interstellar or Borealis, or possibly even play in some bot lobbies or get all the best schematics in Modern Warfare Zombies, then be sure to check out Midge Cactus. They're the biggest and most reliable sellers with heaps of brand new offerings for MW3, with completely safe and legitimate services for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. With thousands of great reviews on Trustpilot, you guys should definitely check them out. Be sure to use code REALG at checkout for 5% off your entire order for a limited time only. So if you guys are like me and you really like running shotguns and zombies, I think you guys are really gonna like this one. We also brought in the Scorcher case, so I'm gonna fly immediately straight out here so I can get one of these Easter eggs done before everybody else gets to them. This Haymaker build is absolutely insane. This is the same one that I was using, I do believe, back in Season 2. I'm just gonna tell you guys right now, not much has really changed. This shotgun is still an absolute monster. You can hang out in the red tier zone pretty much no problem. But slug rounds is what's really gonna be helping this thing. Before you pack a punch it, it's only gonna be shooting out one slug, but after you pack a punch, it shoots out a bunch of them. And this shotgun just incredibly dangerous. I mean, you can almost spam that trigger as fast as you can pull it. It does have a little bit of a cap on it. I would say if they did allow you to pull the trigger even just ever so slightly faster, if the fire rate on this thing was just a little bit faster, oh man, it would just be so OP, it would be ridiculous. By the way, whatever happened to double tap soda? I'm surprised we never got that as a perk in here. As you guys can see, we absolutely just tore through that Mega Abomination, just almost instantly deleted that guy. Now we're dealing with this HVT on a Mangler over here, and this guy ended up taking a little bit more shots than I kind of anticipated him to, but after we were able to get that helmet off, that's when the damage really started to kick in, and he went down pretty fast after that. Was this part in the run where I actually got really confused, and I kind of sat here for a second and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? This game always just completely always throws me for a loop, I swear. So you guys noticed I ended up doing one of the triangles when I first came out here, and there was already people over here doing these triangles or doing this Easter egg so they could get their flawless crystal and their legendary ether tool. Right after I ended up finishing this HVT on this Mangler, I noticed that I could shoot these triangle spots again, and I ended up going up here and then I did the Easter egg myself. So before, I was 100% pretty much convinced that these were only doable one time, but now have I not only seen somebody else doing it in a match, but I was able to come over and do the same contract that they were doing, or the same Easter egg triangle that they were doing. I don't know, I'm really confused. There is a slight possibility that maybe they didn't finish it, but I highly doubt it, man. I'm kind of thinking that maybe these things actually are possible to do several times in a match. Maybe you just have to wait long enough for them to come back, or maybe we have to actually do something to get these things to spawn back in. I really don't know, guys. It honestly has me really confused, but the one thing I do know for sure is that this contract was done at least twice in this match. I did try hanging out around the other one for a little while, seeing if I could get the symbols to spawn back in so I could shoot them, and that one was a no-go. I ended up taking on one more Mega Abomination before we head on into the Dark Aether. Man, we just got the reveal for Black Ops 6. Call of Duty has actually come out, and they've been tweeting it, posting it everywhere, Facebook, Instagram. It is absolutely all over everywhere. Black Ops 6, Black Ops 6. I mean, man, I am really excited, but I can kind of tell, I think maybe they decided to just finally just say screw it and pull the plug and just start throwing marketing everywhere, because XDefiant's making a little bit of a splash right now. And I know that some people out there are going to be like, XDefiant really doesn't have a chance in hell in overtaking COD or anything like that, and you guys are honestly absolutely correct. It really doesn't. But for the few things that XDefiant actually is doing correct, it's actually doing very correct, and it will actually take a nice little portion of the Call of Duty fan base, just because the overall gameplay and overall loop really does kind of remind you of older Call of Duties. Will the game have long-term legs to stand on? That's really to be determined. Me personally, I have been having a lot of fun playing XDefiant. Let me know down in the comment section if you guys wouldn't mind seeing an XDefiant video or two. But overall, it really does create great competition in this space, which Call of Duty really hasn't had in quite some time. The closest thing to real competition that Call of Duty really has had is battle Battlefield, and even they kind of stay in their own lane. We do have a bunch of other arena style arcade shooters, you know what I mean? We have Halo, we have Counter-Strike Go, we have Valorant, stuff like that, but none of them actually have the same fast-paced, twitchy arcade shooter feel that Call of Duty has until XDefiant, and it kind of feels like they're going for the throat with that one. Now, the reason why I'm actually mentioning all of this right now is because, yet again, we're going to go back to it, competition. It is the one thing that is really going to make Call of Duty step up their game this year. For the last quite a few years, I kind of feel like Call of Duty has gotten really lazy and complacent because there's nobody else that is really kind of pushing the boundaries and forcing them to actually do better. Now, will Call of Overwatch, or I mean XDefiant, actually have the, you know, long-term legs to stand on? Like I said before, we'll have to see. With all the hype and everything surrounding it over the last couple of days, it's pretty much all I've been seeing all over my timeline and on YouTube and everything like that. I have a feeling Call of Duty went, wait a minute, we're not in the spotlight right now, we gotta do something. Do something. They did, and I am all for it, guys. For me personally, I see this as a really good thing because I love playing multiple games at once. I don't have to be staying tied down to just one particular game at once. You can definitely see me going back and forth and rocking some XDefiant for a while and then going over and playing some Black Ops 6. Definitely nice to have that variety there that kind of scratches the same itch that I look for. And since they are making such a huge deal about the game not having any skill-based matchmaking in it whatsoever, I have a feeling that Call of Duty might end up seeing that and going, hey, there's a lot of people that are just flocking to this game because of this one particular thing. And yeah, hopefully they maybe end up changing that thing for their game, so they maybe even bring some of those players back or end up just keeping some of those players so they don't go over there. Now, I have heard the opinion that this is the kind of the direction that a lot of people kind of wished and think that Call of Duty should have taken, and I slightly disagree. I think that Call of Duty is well aware of what they do really well. 9 times out of 10, they actually do an incredible job on executing that. Really, Call of Duty's largest problem as of lately in the last, I would say, you know, 5-6 years, something like that, is just been the skill-based matchmaking. Of course, every game has its issues and little things that we would change here and there, but that is like the core main thing and complaint that I've seen from the player base. As much as so many people really want it to be, Call of Duty is not a team-based game. I mean, yes, you play on teams, but it is not a team-based game. You run around and you try to get as many kills as quickly as you can. At least that's what most people do. It really does hit your dopamine receptors differently, like when you run up in a spawn and you're just instantly able to wipe out like 4 or 5 dudes in a span of just like 2 seconds. That's what Call of Duty is really known for, and you can't really do that in XDefiant. Alright guys, I'll get off this topic for a little bit, but I will talk about this Dark Aether for a little bit. I was a little bit annoyed because these contracts, just like in the Season 2 Reloaded Dark Aether, the Aether extractors are definitely still bugged. I was able to set off the first 2 Aether extractors after messing with them for a little while, but it was pretty tough and I almost ended up going down. But the third one, no matter what I did, it just did not want to activate. So please, Sledgehammer, whoever, if we got somebody out there that is listening to these things, these need to be fixed, man. I mean, it is very difficult to get these things done. Also, the problem actually did go over to the PND as well. You can still activate the PND a little bit easier than you can these things, but it can be difficult at times. And you noticed in this run here, it took me a few chances before I could actually get the PND activated. We're doing the escort mission right now, and this is the last thing we're going to do before we get out of here. I actually ended up checking every single one of the locked rooms for wonder weapons, and they didn't leave me one wonder weapon in this run. Not a single one. And that's alright. We ended up with some pretty damn good loot on this run, actually. I was pretty surprised. Got a huge tip for you guys if you are doing this escort mission solo, and right when you get to the end here, this is going to be one of the most difficult parts when you're doing this contract. You're just, so many zombies spawn here at the end, it's just like all hell breaks loose. Usually we got mega abominations that are following us, but not this time, so we got pretty lucky on that. Once this ACV ends up making its last stop here, what you're going to want to do is go over to the zip line and take it to the top of the fortress wall over here, and you can sit up here and just shoot your VR11 at the ACV as its health goes down. Most of the zombies are going to be distracted by trying to destroy the ACV, so you should be okay up here. They will be throwing some chunks of meat at you, just watch out for those. But doing this trick definitely makes the ending of this contract so much easier. Only a dog bone out of this contract, oh well. But now it is finally time to head on over to the exfil. We did end up with some really good loot on this run. We got 2 legendary ether tools, we got 2 flawless crystals, we got 2 refined crystals, and we got a dog bone plus that elder sigil. Definitely not a bad run if I do say so myself. This Haymaker is an absolute beast. You guys should try it here in Season 3 Reloaded. Especially if you guys got a mega holding that you're looking to burn, this is definitely a great weapon to throw it on. I'm gonna throw the loadout up on the screen right here for anybody that wants to check it out. Again, thank you everybody for all the support. It really does mean the world to me. Be sure to like the video if you guys enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel if anybody is new. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one.